Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today, Sarah Labrie and Cindy Fidua from the Quincy Choral Society are joining us to talk about their rest of their concert season, including their annual Pops concert coming up in March. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, partly sunny. It is 28 degrees right now. Temperatures will get up into the low 30s with a mix of sun and clouds, but that breeze is back, making it feel a lot colder today. Could even see a stray snow flurry flying through the air this afternoon. And another bitter cold night tonight as temperatures dip down into the mid-teens, but we begin a very slow warm-up over the weekend. Tomorrow might actually crack the freezing mark. The high in the mid-30s, abundant sunshine, even a little warmer on Sunday. The mix of sun and clouds, highs in the low 40s, and look at Monday. Heat wave, highs in the mid-40s with a mix of sun and clouds. There's a chance to approach 50 degrees here on Tuesday, so we'll do a little defrosting. But in the meantime, it's cold, 28 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, Quincy public school officials are assuring students and parents that it is safe for immigrant students to come to school. Those assurances come in the wake of the federal crackdown on illegal immigration, which has forced some students to stay away from school out of fear that they be apprehended by federal agents. Assistant Superintendent Aaron Perkins told the school committee recently that that has not happened in Quincy and that school officials have been instructed to direct any inquiries to the administration building on Coddington Street.
But in terms of third parties, it's very rare. I would say hardly ever. Do we have people coming that we don't know about that we wouldn't already be aware of? Right. That's very, very rare. I honestly can't even think of an instance off the top of my head where that's happened.
Yeah.
And again, we would deflect them. We would have them come to the superintendent. The principals would never let a random third-party person into there. They just wouldn't.
Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch says the city does follow the law and does work with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and Superintendent Kevin Mulvey said that a recent drop-off in attendance is returning to normal. Lunar New Year will not be a school holiday in Quincy next year. School committee voted 4-3 recently against the proposal from member Courtney Perdios, with Mayor Thomas Koch and Doug Gutrow also voting in favor of the holiday. But school committee vice chair Tina Cahill said an overwhelming majority of students came to school during Lunar New Year this year.
Of the 9,873 students in our district, 1,040 students took advantage of the policy for allowing for an excused absence to celebrate the holiday with their families. This policy applies to all the holidays that our students in the Quincy Public Schools celebrate. In contrast, on that day, nearly 8,000 students were in school, and many had the opportunity to celebrate and share in Lunar New Year traditions and to learn about its cultural significance in the Asian community. That is almost 80% of our student population. Both scenarios, in my opinion, observe the Lunar New Year with awareness and respect for the importance of that day.
Now, supporters of the Lunar New Year holiday in the schools say that it would show respect for the large Asian community in Quincy, but opponents argue it would place a burden on working parents who would have to find childcare for their students. It is a moot point in 2026 because Lunar New Year falls within the February school vacation week. City of Quincy has begun the process of creating another new elementary school. The city is seeking a project manager to oversee creating a new West Quincy Elementary School at the current site of the former St. Mary's School on Crescent Street. The city purchased that property from the Archdiocese of Boston in 2019 for $2.7 million and has been using it as a firefighter training center. Mayor Thomas Koch has said West Quincy needs another elementary school to handle the influx of young children in that area. Proposals for the project manager to oversee the development are due at City Hall by February 27th. Quincy police are cracking down on underage drinking, vandalism, and outside fires in the city's parks. In a statement, police say they are increasing enforcement in and around city parks due to an increase in reports of large groups of young people creating disturbances. The Forbes Hill Playground area and Forbes Hill neighborhood are mentioned as youth hotspots. Police are urging residents to report any large gathering of youths, especially with outside fires. And they're also urging parents to speak to their children about where they're going in the evening and the consequences of criminal charges. Police say they will be making arrests when necessary to enforce city ordinances against public drinking, outside fires, and remaining at a city park after dark. Hundreds of people braved the messy winter weather this past Sunday to enjoy the 37th annual Lunar New Year celebration held at North Quincy High School. Participants enjoyed the traditional lion dance, martial arts demonstrations, live music and dance performances, and of course a wide variety of cultural foods during the festival. Quincy Asian Resources has been hosting this event since 1988. Each year, thousands of people from all over New England come to Quincy to mark Lunar New Year. The festival brings together family and friends to celebrate prosperity, good health, and longevity in the new year. 2025 brings the Year of the Snake, symbolizing adaptability, prosperity, transformation, and new perspectives. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Quincy Choral Society in the middle of a very busy season. We will get an update next. Welcome back. We are so happy to welcome back to the program after a bit of a hiatus, Quincy Choral Society in person. Artistic Director Sarah Labrie, past President Cindy Fidua are here. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you both here. And what an honor in person at the same time.
Finally, yes.
This is great.
Yeah.
Quincy Choral Society, as I mentioned before, is kind of, Sarah, in the middle of its concert season right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've already had a couple of performances.
We did. We had a performance with the Quincy Symphony Orchestra in September, which of course would have been out at the Quincy Adams Common, but got moved indoors due to rain. So we had a wonderful performance at Quincy High School. And then we had our performance of Handel's Messiah in December.
Yes.
With welcoming some alumni from Eastern Nazarene College.
Yes.
Which was a great celebration with them, and it was a fantastic concert series.
Yeah.
Yes, and now we're working on our third performance of the year.
Yes, it's the annual Pops concert. Food, Glorious Food is the theme. But before we talk about that, give us a little history of the society, if you could.
Sure. So Quincy Choral Society was founded in 1981.
Wow.
Yeah.
And has gone through, I believe, 4 directors.
Yes.
So this is my 6th season with the choir.
Okay.
And it's performed everything from masterworks, Handel, Bach, Mozart, to these annual Pops concerts covering everything from jazz to Broadway to modern music. And it's great to have a place where people can sing all different types of music equally well.
So how many members of the society are there?
I would say about 100 right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Either side, depending on the particular concert. And for Messiah, we had over 100 people, right? We had maybe just 100 at that time.
Is that right?
And then for March, we'll probably be in the 80s of
Okay.
how many people. Yeah.
Okay. Is there room for more?
Of course,
Always.
always.
Always room.
Okay. How does one become a member of the Quincy Choral Society?
Come on down.
Okay. Yeah.
Typically through the website, you can make your request known, and then I'll get back to you as to our location and time of rehearsals.
Oh,
and
does that change, Cindy?
No,
oh.
it's always Monday evenings,
Yep.
7:30 to 9:30 at East Congregational Church, 610 Adams Street, Milton.
Okay, just over the border?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
very good.
But they've been hosting us for years and years
Is
and
that right?
years. Yes, yes. Yeah.
And who can become a member of the Quincy Choral Society?
Pretty much
Oh.
anybody who would like to sing.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So there's no auditions or tryouts. You just come and
Yeah,
sing? Really?
absolutely.
Okay.
And we've been trying to market both on our Facebook and website that the first rehearsal or two for each concert set is an open rehearsal. So if
Okay.
you'd like to come down and sort of see what we're all about,
Yes.
test out the music, give it a try,
Yeah.
that you're welcome to do that, and there's no commitment right away. But
Okay.
we find that most people who come to that first rehearsal stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just because the music is great, but the community of the choir is infectious.
Yeah.
It's always happy and welcoming of all people.
Which leads me to ask, for instance, Cindy, how did you get involved, and how long have you been involved?
I was asked by a friend in our church choir, and she asked, "Why don't you come and sing with us at Quincy Choral?" And it was, okay, I'll try. And we were auditioning at that time,
Yeah.
and I auditioned with John Nichols.
Yes.
And they I didn't know it, but they had partners to help you audition.
Ah.
And I went in and didn't have anybody to audition.
Oh, is that right?
You want to sing by yourself? And it's like, I do that all the time. So it ended up, I was accepted, thank
Yeah.
you. And he says, you're going to be an alto. And, oh, okay, which I'm not usually, but that's
Okay.
okay. And that was 2013,
A few
Sing in
years
the
ago?
Green.
Oh, okay.
Sing in the Green was our March concert. That was my first concert.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been there
And
ever since?
ever since.
Yeah. And has it been, how's the experience been for you?
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous. There's nights where we come in on a Monday night and you think, oh, I just want to stay home.
Sure,
And then you
especially
go.
in the winter, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to just stay home, but once you get there and
Yep.
you see everybody and you start talking and you start singing, it takes a good 45 minutes to an hour to settle down once I get
Is that
home
right?
because I'm so hyped up.
Had
yeah.
such a great time. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
How about yourself, Sarah? How did you get involved with the society?
Oh, goodness. So about 7 years ago, during a performance of the Brahms Requiem,
We were sitting together.
the previous, we sat right next to each other.
Okay, nice.
yeah.
The previous director, Joshua,
Sure, yeah.
brought in a few professional singers to join the choir for that performance. So I got brought in actually as a singer initially.
yeah.
Which
and
you do
then-
professionally, by the way.
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we should
Yes.
mention, yeah.
And so I came and I sang the Brahms. We had a great time. And the following year, Joshua knew he was going to need to step away from the position
Yep.
and reached out to a few choir director friends and said, hey, we're looking for an interim director. It would be roughly November to May. We need someone to do a couple of concerts. Who's free on Monday nights? And I said, me!
You drew the sharp straw, yeah.
I
okay.
would love to do that.
Yeah.
And so this was fall of 2019.
Okay, so yeah,
And-
6 years, like you're saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
six seasons. I can't believe it. And we came in and we were preparing for the March concert,
We
which
were.
would have been the weekend of March 20th, 2020.
Yes.
And that was canceled last
Yeah.
minute.
So we had our final rehearsal Monday night. We said, see you Saturday, and then we never saw each other Saturday.
Right, yeah.
And so I thought, oh my goodness, I'm never going to see them again.
Right.
That was it.
It was a very uncertain
know,
time, yeah.
And I was
But
over
as-
the moon.
Yeah,
But-
when she was
yeah.
interim a conductor.
Mm-hmm.
So when we walked away for COVID, when she didn't know that we were actively searching for a replacement.
A permanent replacement, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
for the director.
Yes.
And in doing, we went through so many interviews, and then everybody the board of directors just said, let's just hire Sarah.
Wow,
And
yeah.
it's like, yeah, we know who
Over
we're-
the moon.
It's great. It's a great story,
Yeah.
and it's obvious you're passionate about it. You know, I mean, we
very
should
much
let
so.
folks know that the past half hour, you two have been sitting out in the kitchen here, just laughing up a storm.
Oh,
so
always.
the camaraderie is obvious,
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
passion for the music is
Yes.
obvious as well. Do you need any specific, like you mentioned, you're an alto, Cindy?
Yeah.
Do you need specific parts?
Tenors.
Tenors. You need tenors. Okay.
We could always use more tenors.
Okay, all right.
Or basses. And our age group goes from young 20s on up to a 90-year-old.
92? Is
that right?
92,
Yeah. Wow,
yes.
okay.
We've got two 92-year-olds, the
Yes.
matriarch and patriarch.
Super. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Very good. So just come
And
to a
everything in
rehearsal?
between.
check out the websites, follow you on social media, et cetera, et
Absolutely.
cetera. All right, let's talk about the annual Pops concert. It's food, glorious food.
Yes.
And it is coming
Come
up
hungry.
Sunday, March 16th at Quincy Catholic Academy up in North Quincy. So tell me about this. Honestly, at first I'd heard of this. There's a food theme to a choral concert. So what is this all about?
Yeah, it's unique. And when I was first sort of hitting the drawing board with what to program for the season, we knew we were going to be doing Handel's Messiah in December.
Yep.
And we traditionally do a masterwork concert in May. So I thought, well,
Yes.
let's flip it a little bit. And then the question is always, what's the theme for March going to be this year? It's always something interesting.
Okay.
And in thinking about the Quincy 400 celebrations
Yes.
and how we celebrate community within the choir and how we reach out to the greater community, one of my thoughts was, how can we team up with the local food bank
Oh, okay.
and give back to the community as the community?
I see.
And so I thought, I wonder if we could do a food-themed concert. And I thought, how many songs can I think of that have food as a theme?
Oh, I see. Okay.
And
All right.
sure enough, the list just grew and
Is that
grew
right?
and grew. And I said,
Yeah.
we could absolutely do a food-themed concert.
Really? Okay.
And it's been such a blast, music that you might not otherwise find in a
Yes.
choral concert.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So I was thinking you were going to have actual food at the concert.
Ironically, no.
Singing about food.
No, the hope is that both the Choral Society members and the audience members were asking to perhaps bring a can of food, bring some
Yes.
kind of non-perishable
Okay.
that we will then bring to the Interfaith Social Services in Quincy for the food bank.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's also an auction as part of this? Is that
Oh,
right?
yes.
It's
Cindy?
our annual fundraiser.
Oh, okay.
And we have the whole Quincy Quincy Catholic Academy is the whole surrounding of the auditorium is filled with gift baskets and to be a silent auction.
Oh, okay.
And we do very well with that.
Yes.
It's a major fundraiser for us.
Okay. Can you talk about maybe some of the items that'll be auctioned?
No.
No? Maybe one?
Oh, I can talk about our favorite item to auction.
Oh, yes,
every
please.
year.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
The big ticket item is the opportunity to conduct the choir singing the Hallelujah chorus at the end of the
At
concert.
the very end of the
Oh,
concert.
okay. That's fun. Okay.
And it's a wonderful auction item. And boy, we've had all sorts of conductors. Cindy conducted at some point, but I
Okay.
think it's because your daughter.
Yes, she bid on the opportunity to conduct.
Yes.
And actually, Joshua was still there,
Yeah.
and the two of them had their heads together, discussing. And at this point, you make it loud and soft, and
Okay.
then she said into the microphone, "Actually, this is for my mother." And he says, "What?" And so everybody started applauding, and I did.
Oh, how nice.
Actually, the two of us together,
Oh,
she and I
even better.
together.
Nice,
Fabulous.
nice.
It was a lot of fun.
Moment of pride, I'm sure.
Oh, it was, yes,
For you,
yeah.
Is she a member of the society?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, you never know.
No, she's out in California right now,
Oh.
so no, that's not going to
Long
happen.
commute. Yeah.
Okay, but it's a fundraiser for the Choral Society, right?
Yes,
Yes.
You're a nonprofit, 501c3.
Yes, we are.
So
Yeah.
and I know the membership dues is very nominal. I think it's what, $25 for
It
the year
is.
or something. So yeah, you need some kind of support as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get things moving throughout the year, right?
Yeah.
So this is Sunday, March 16th, 2 p.m. Do folks need tickets beforehand? Or how
You
does that-
should,
Yes.
because it's a definite sellout.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you can contact one of the choir members or through the website,
Okay.
and we will have. Yeah, I'm thinking if there was another opportunity, but right now those are the two.
Okay. All right. Very good. And so, Sarah, give us a little taste of some of the songs that we'll hear
Oh, sure.
during the concert. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's such an eclectic mix.
Is it? Yeah.
It's everything from classics like "Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree,"
Oh, okay.
Andrews Sisters. We're doing a wonderful piece by Irving Fine, a great American choral composer, called "The Lobster Quadrille," which is about a dance of undersea creatures from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, fun. Okay.
A little bit of everything. There's a piece called "Ooh Barbecue" in a Zydeco style.
Wow.
John Rutter's.
Yes, John Rutter's Banquet Fugue.
Yes.
Who knew?
Who knew? I know. I said to the poor choir, I said, I bet you didn't think I could possibly fit a fugue into this concert, but here we are.
Okay.
It's from a wonderful piece that John Rutter wrote for a children's opera to get children more involved in wanting to go see opera. It's
Oh, all right.
a work called The Reluctant Dragon.
Oh, interesting. Okay. How long is the concert? Just roughly.
I would say somewhere between 90 minutes, 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a break in between, or?
Yes, we'll have an intermission in between that's slightly extended so that people can walk around and bid on the auction items.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah.
That's an important part of it, right?
Yes, it is.
We'll open the doors nice and early.
Okay. Any instrumentation at all with this?
We will.
Yes.
We're going to have someone playing drum set.
Okay.
And then someone sort of switching around a few string instruments, guitar,
Oh, okay.
bass, perhaps a little banjo,
Fun.
depending on the needs of the song.
Okay. And we really should mention your accompanist that has been with you for such a long time,
dear
Gingy
Gingy.
Grimes. Yeah. And in addition to working with the public schools here in Quincy,
Yes, she does.
She's worked with the society for over
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
She's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. That's great.
We affectionately call her our one-woman orchestra. And she
And she
really
is.
can do it all. She's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. And then you're not done after that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
In
Then
May,
quick switch gears.
yes, I Hear America Singing, right? This is Sunday, May 11th, 4 p.m. at St. Mary of the Hills Church in Milton.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So I Hear America Singing was a theme based around all the Quincy 400 celebrations.
Okay.
So it's all pieces by great American choral composers, from everyone all the way back to William Billings, who was the first composer born on American soil from colonists who came to America.
Interesting. Okay.
And he famously had New England singing schools. It's a really amazing history. There, you can look back at writings from preachers from early colonial America who said, surely their singing must be summoning the devil because people didn't know how to sing.
Really?
So they'd sing in masses, and they brought this guy in, William Billings, and he'd go from town to town teaching everybody how to sing, how to read music.
First, I've
And
never heard of this.
composed all sorts of books full of mostly church repertoire,
Sure.
but then wrote a book of music called For the Psalm Singer's Enjoyment,
Okay.
which was the first sort of music for fun book that had
Right.
ever been written in
Yeah.
the United States.
Interesting.
It's fabulous music, so everything from that to a brand new commission.
A new piece, yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about Melissa Dunphy's piece.
Yeah, so Dr. Melissa Dunphy is residing currently in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And has been an amazing, prolific American choral composer for the last maybe decade or so. She's a young woman, and I initially stumbled across her because she had written a lot of choral pieces setting the text of Abigail Adams. I thought, what a perfect person to commission a brand new piece for Quincy Choral Society on this momentous occasion of Quincy's 400th.
Yes, I know you mentioned, maybe not in this publication, but in other publications, it's rare to have a living choral composer. Is that right, Cindy? Yeah,
That's very right.
Most of them
That's
have
very
passed?
true. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Why is that? Is choral music just something that a lot of folks don't write recently, or?
That would be it's a Sarah answer because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just.
There are so many amazing living choral composers.
Okay.
And actually,
Yeah.
across the choir community, we've seen a great shift towards programming the music of living composers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
just fabulous.
Yes.
So it's great, especially in Quincy, that we get to program a balance of both new works, well-performed works by living composers, as well as the stuff by Bach and Mozart and Handel.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, stuff from the canon.
Sure. So, do you
Yeah.
know, will Melissa be able to attend this concert?
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'm not sure if she's free.
Okay.
Yeah, but we should get the piece any day. We haven't
so you
even
haven't
heard
even
it yet.
seen it yet?
Yeah.
Yet.
Okay.
So exciting.
I know Cindy's anxious to start rehearsing it.
Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, to think that it was written for Quincy Choral Society
Right.
is just, that's so exciting.
Yes.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
So I just, can I touch it yet?
Well, right.
I
No.
want to get my hands on it, but we have to wait yet.
Yeah.
And with the commission, we'll have an engraving on the top of the score.
Yes.
That will say to Quincy Choral Society on the occasion of Quincy's 400th.
Very nice.
We'll list that name so that even if this piece makes it to other choirs across the U.S., across the world, they'll see our name on top.
Sure. Nice. How nice
It's just
is that?
an exciting
Nice
thing.
feather in your caps, yes.
Certainly
Absolutely.
is.
So
Yeah.
this will be
Yeah.
this will conclude your concert season for this current season.
Yes.
And then you'll start up again in the fall. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. We'll have to have you back then.
Yes.
Oh, please.
I did want to ask, with Eastern Nazarene College now going away, will the Messiah relocate, if you will, or will it live on?
Actually, the hope is that we'll continue performing it at the Wollaston Church of the Nazarene.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Which is
thank-
separate from the schools.
Exactly.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time working with the folks at the church.
Yes.
They were so good to us, and we hope that we were just as good to them.
Right.
And it's important that we, I think, keep that concert a part of the community in its original location.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very popular.
absolutely.
Folks look forward to it, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you both. It's been a lot of fun. I
Thank
wish
you.
success in your upcoming performances.
Thank you.
And in the new season as well. We'll have you back before then, though.
Fantastic. Thank you.
That would be
welcome.
awesome. And make sure you come.
Thank you. I will definitely put it on my calendar.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
All
Just
right.
enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Not too bad. We might crack the freezing mark this afternoon. The wind will still have a bite to it, though, with temperatures in the lower 30s. Yeah, look at tonight. We're refreezing into the teens. Nice weekend, though. Mid-30s tomorrow, low 40s Sunday, mid-40s on Monday. That's just crazy talk. Maybe 50 on Tuesday. Thanks again to Sarah Labrie, Cindy Fidua for joining us from the Quincy Choral Society. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Monday we'll continue the musical theme. Kirsten Oberoy from the South Shore Children's Chorus will be joining us. Meantime, check our website. It's qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there. There's news, information, video on demand, live streaming, much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.